New videos every day.
Hello, welcome to Psyche Truth. My name is Melissa Lemunion, and I'm here today with the lovely Karina Rachel to show you a Lust Stone back massage. So we'll be using hot stones on Karina's back to address back pain. And for the rest of this video, I will be discussing tips for you at home to adjust your back pain as well. Just to kind of show you, here are two of the stones that I'm going to be working with today. These are just two basalt river stones, and they were selected to specifically be used as tool stones. So, whoops. Stones are very playful. They like to kind of run around and make my life difficult. All right, Karina, take a deep breath. So that was one of the first things that you can do at home to help with your back pain, and that is to breathe. I think one of the things a lot of people run into is that we're just not in our bodies, and so either we're having pain so intense that it forces us to focus and to stay in our bodies, or we just kind of just disassociate from it. And for both kinds of pain, including just the more minor kinds, taking a deep breath. And a deep, full breath, with full inhale and a full exhale, that changes the inside of your body, and you allow more oxygen to enter the bloodstream. And circulation is a big piece of back pain. So that's my first tip, is to breathe. I am using Karina and I's favorite body care product, which is coconut oil. Coconut oil is full of healthy fats that nourish the skin. Coconut oil is also one of the only oils that can get through the skin, the barrier of the skin, so it absorbs really easily and readily into the skin and hair. You ever want to put coconut oil in your hair? That's what I did before coming here this morning, and Karina's gonna get some more in her hair, whether she likes it or not. Now I haven't even pulled out the stones yet. Let's see. Before I get to my second tip for back pain, we received a comment, I think yesterday or the day before, about one of my other massage videos, which, guys, I have a ton of videos, so check me out. I do lots of reflexology and other back stuff. Anyways, this person was just commenting that they didn't think that my outfit or whatever I was wearing was very professional. And, when I was, planning to come for that shoot, Karina had said, just think comfortable and fun and cute. And I brought some professional stuff, but they just didn't seem right. And so when I was getting ready today, I'm like, I think I'm gonna wear my cute little polka dot dress because this dress makes me happy. And my thought was, if I'm happy, you guys are happy, or might be more likely to be happy. So let me know. Do you like the polka dots? Do you think I should try and give a massage in a suit? think that would be kind of uncomfortable, although it might look kind of cool. So let me know what you think in the comments. So anyways, on to the next tip for back pain. You can't see it right now, but this stone is actually warm. I keep when I'm giving a La Stone massage, I keep my river rocks in an old turkey roaster to keep them hot. And so this stone is heated to about 110 degrees. And so the second tip is using heat. If you have a heating pad, or if you could take a hot bath with Epsom salts in it, you could also theoretically go get a river rock yourself and warm it up, in the oven or something. Just, obviously be careful with the temperature. There's a nice little knot right there, my dear. Oh, honey. And so anytime I'm already working on Karina. I'm even before using the stones, I've been using my hands, and so I'm already leveraging my one tool. And so if I add, a rock, this literally makes every single stroke that I do on the body more effective. I think the logic in La Stone therapy is about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, versus this. And so that one stroke with a stone is going to have the same effect as 10 strokes with the hands, depending on technique and everything. So by adding the stone, which brings, just weight and heft, and personally I think it there's a grounding energy innate within rocks. And then I add heat. Now we have 3 tools working together and creating a type of synergy that makes my job as a therapist much easier. Working with the stones protects my wrists and my hands. All of the therapeutic benefits that my clients receive from using the stones, I receive on my hands, and I feel it up in my wrists and arms. And, if you're a massage therapist, thinking long-term for how you plan on protecting the health and well-being of your arms and wrists and, ultimately your whole body, so that you can continue to do body work. I think that's a really, that's something I think about all the time. Let's see. I really like this. So you take the stone, and there's that little juicy kind of spot right in the low back. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear her. She's over here purring. And so, I really like, you guys know I like the rock and unlock, right? And so I can take the stone and I can place it flat. I can use an edge. I can change the direction of my edge. So this is probably the equivalent of me using my thumb, my thumb, and doing direct pressure with my thumb joints. So I'm getting the same effect, but without any strain. And in fact, there's no strain, but my thumbs are also receiving the healing warmth of the stone. So my thumbs are actually getting a little bit of a therapy treatment themselves. How are you feeling, girl? Oh, good. Let's see if I can bring both of these into play at the same time. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I hope they share you guys some shots of my rocks. I think they're so gorgeous. I was telling Karina earlier that I kind of sometimes I'll talk to my stones the way you would your pets, you know. But you guys already know I'm a little bit out there. All right, so far we have using, oh God, what were my tips? The first one was breathing. So you can use your breath to help reduce tension and pain. And, you know, something you can also do if you notice you have a really specific sore spot in your back is you can get, you know, when you have some time and you're in a comfortable place, you can, you know, sit or lay supported, and you can just take deep breaths and focus your breath into that spot. And I bet within 5 to 10 breaths, like really like 5 whole deep full with like a heavy belly exhale, like those will help you feel better. So the third tip I have also involves temperature, and it's about the therapeutic use of cold, and then combining cold and hot together. So, I mean, if you've ever laid on a hot stone by the river, you know how good it feels. Like your whole body just is able to just relax and melt. And so that's what I'm doing now, is I'm kind of melting the tissue, so to speak, with this hot stone. And slightly warm at this point, because Karina had some tension in her low back. And so I've drawn out all the blood from the tissue. I've drawn more circulation to the area. And so now with this gorgeous sardonyx marble stone, the marble stones conduct the cold, whereas the basalt, this was formed, from lava, so this is a heat conductor. So now I'm just going to gently apply it. So what's happening right now is the shock of the cold is drawing fresh blood to the area. That's the initial response. And then you give it about 10-20 seconds, the cold will drive all of the blood out of this area, thereby forcing the body's circulation to bring new oxygenated blood to this area of tension and pain. All right. Then just kind of use the edge of the stone, the top of her hip. A lot of therapists find that using the combination of hot and cold in the stone massage, it allows them to move knots and to move areas of tension that just plain touch can't address, or can't address as effectively. I like to use the cold stones on the upper back, because the upper back is usually a very tight, congested area. There's also a lot of chronic inflammation, as the front of the body, forces the upper back, the rhomboids, the trapezius, to lengthen and stretch out. And so, the cold stone is actually very therapeutic for these overstretched muscles because it's going to help them to contract back towards their original shape. And if it can't do that, it will just at the very least reduce the inflammation that's gathered. And this is just kind of a fun leveragey thing. I mean, so I'm trying to gauge how much pressure. Sometimes it's kind of hard. I can't, necessarily tell. So, using cold would be really great for any kind of knots that you have on the tops of your shoulders. Especially really specifically, if you found that trigger point and you can bring some kind of cool temperature to the area, that will be, that it's gonna force that collection of congested fluid and tissue to move and change. So I'd like to use the cold stones on the back because the back of the body is, at least in our Western culture, tends to be overstretched and under pressure, under siege. These muscle groups are being pulled by the muscle groups in the front of the body that we're using, to sit and to drive. So, because you might be thinking, oh, well, why don't I just, why don't I focus primarily on hot stones? Because the heat is going to, soothe and feel really good. It's going to release the tissues. However, since one of the main reasons your back and the back of your body hurts is because of the overcompensation in the front of the body. If I lengthened and loosened all of Karina's back muscles, but with, I could be making things worse. I'm setting up her back to be more stretched and more pulled and more distorted by the malfunction of the front of the body. Not that Karina's body is malfunctioning, it's just more as a general rule of thumb, people in the Western world, people, that I work with, because of our lifestyles that involve sitting and driving and lots of things, that have to do with us kind of like being forward. I don't want to just leave Karina's back muscles warm and loose and relaxed. And personally, when I get my back massage, everyone has so much pain right here, and so people want this area rubbed. I can't stand it. I mean, I know that it'll feel good for a little bit, but I know that the core reason my shoulders are hurting, it's not going to be helped by somebody rubbing my trapezius muscles. If I really want to address my shoulder pain, I want my therapist to open up my chest and to work on my hips and the front of my body. And so I'm going to be doing that to Karina later on, but in the meantime, for the back, that's why I'm going to take this nice, cool stone, and this is going to encourage her muscles to tighten. Tighten's not quite the right word, but it's essentially what's happening. They've been relaxed, and now they're going to be encouraged to come back into their proper shape with fresh, oxygenated blood coming in that will allow healing to happen if it's necessary. And I think a lot of us, Karina included, could use some healing on their backs. thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Melissa Lemunion. I hope that you are able to take some of these relaxing tips home with you to help with your back pain. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to Psyche Truth so that you can catch all of our upcoming content and exciting new videos. If you want to see more of me, my website is sensibletoolbox.com.